I didn't know how to do this video, but I figured it was necessary because it's already May. It's been well over a month since Godzilla vs. Kong was released, and I figured I've been marinating in Godzilla a little too long on the channel. I'm a LEGO channel, and I'm suddenly doing these toys that are not LEGO related, and I've just been so busy doing it for the past month, and I gotta return to my old roots soon. I mean, recently I just got a bunch of LEGO sets ready to do reviews on, so I'll get to that. And I got a bunch of the new stuff that drops these few months, so there's that. So I'm just gonna go over this and do this video because, well, I want to have a proper final wrap-up for all these figures after doing it since March. I've been doing these figures since March, around the last week before the movie came out, so that is why. You're probably thinking, like, didn't you say there was more figures coming by Playmates? Isn't Playmates doing the supercharged Godzilla and potentially even more figures? Like, maybe if we will get the 13-inch Mecha Godzilla that I've been wanting. I've been saying it in every video and I'll say it again. And maybe we might get even more bigger figures of the War Battle or the Skullcrawler. We don't know. Playmates might just do more. We don't know yet. Well, I'm covering this because this is all we have for now. This is what I have sponsored. This is all the endorsed figures, and obviously if you didn't know already, all these figures here were given to me for free by Warner Brothers in the promotion to help promote the film, which I've done a shopping guide on, and I said later on I will do a recap video, and here it is. So I basically have all the figures out again with the two new additions, the Battle Roar figures, because they weren't here last time. So this is all the sponsored parts, because my contract with Warner Bros. Has actually ended. They're only sending me a couple figures left, which is the NECA King of the Monster figures, and that's it. So by the time Playmates release Supercharged Godzilla and potentially other more figures of these monsters, I will not be sponsored, and I will have to purchase the figures with my own money. So by that time, when you see those videos appear, for once they will not say includes paid promotion on the bottom. I will be doing it by myself. So this section here is all these sponsored things, the sponsored figures that we're doing. So yeah, I feel like it's necessary to have that separation. Also, I haven't seen anyone do a recap video, maybe because they're always also waiting for every figure to drop. But I feel like by that time no one's going to be interested. So without further ado, with that huge opening out of the way, let's get right to it. So, overall, all these figures were top prime quality. Absolutely loved it. Some people may not like it. Some people may not have liked the design, the observed amount of stuff, the spoilers that was leaked a little early, or maybe just some poorly sculpted figures like the screw holes and all that. But you know what? They have done. I'm gonna say this now. It completely exceeded Jakks Pacific from the previous King of the Monsters toys. These are basically a cheaper version, more toyish version of NECA figures. If you don't know what NECA figures are, which we'll be doing soon on the channel, they're the fancier collector's versions, and Playmates they provide a good inventory of different selections you can choose from. You can go big or you can go small, depending on your child or depending on yourself, depending on who wants what age range or what type of person fits well for what type of figures. So I absolutely love the different types of selections here. Some of you are probably saying they're just the same characters. They're remaking so many versions of the same character. It's so excessive. It's a way for them to get money. Well, yeah, it's a way for them to get money, obviously. But most importantly, back to my main point, it opens up a new inventory. Lots of diversity, lots of things to choose from, lots of options. You don't have to get all of them. Obviously. In total, when I did the math, all these figures cost 310 Canadian dollars. and $280 US. All of these figures together. So, unless you have $310 to spare, I doubt I doubt many of you watching will probably be able to get all of these figures. So, you're probably wondering, what might I recommend? So, I won't go into deep detail about these figures because I've done the individual reviews for them. I've grouped some reviews together, so like I've done these two together, and then the more special figures like Mecha G here have done their own separate video, you know, to avoid spoilers and all that. So there's that. So like I said, it may seem like a repeat of the exact same monsters, but each monster has their own unique design and capabilities. Even though they're the same character, there's different material, there's different paint jobs, and there's different articulations. There's different playabilities for each figure, which is great. And most importantly, the price. These figures will not cost you a fortune. Like I said, in total it'll be $310, but my goodness, let me tell you, they are worth it. You don't have to get every single one of them. The 6-inch figures will be costing you $10 US or 13 Canadian dollars. Really affordable, and that amount that you're paying, look at the quality of these figures. Super high quality, and it's actually sturdy, design is great, and just lots of articulation, and it's a much bigger thing than you're getting than those $10 playsets from Jakks Pacific. So keep in mind, Playmates is already being fair with the value here, and I think these, at the price they are now, not including the scalper prices, but their original retail price, is absolutely worth it. I seriously think it's nice, and I'm not only touching Godzilla, but just look at Kong, for example. Look at all the different points of articulations on the 6-inch Kong. How can a kid not have enough fun with this? They're going to be able to strike up so many different posabilities, so many different poses and emotions, and you know, they can do so many things with just one character alone, one figure alone. If you're doing stop motion or filmmaking, you know, the articulation will seriously help. It may not be in scale, but you can definitely do a bunch of really neat stop motion or just, you know, mashing the figures together for the playability. All these figures provide that, and that is what is important. So, 6-inch figures. We got a huge selection of 6-inch figures, being that these are probably the most affordable option you can pick. The 6-inch figures include 3 different variants of Kong. So we got Battle X Kong, Fighter Jet Kong, and a Hong Kong Battle Kong. Each, although the Hong Kong Battle Kong I might not necessarily recommend because it's just basically a repeat of these two combined with like a purple paint job only on the arms. These two are much cooler. My favorite one, of course, has to be Kong with Battle Axe and the Kong with Fighter Jet second, because Kong with Fighter Jet is much more calmer, not so battle ready expression, and it's just nice to have one figure or a character that's not all aggressive and ready to throw hands and all that. So there's that. So the other 6-inch figures obviously include our G-Man himself, Godzilla, and of course we have 3 variants of him, just like Kong: Radio Tower, Heat Ray, and of course the Hong Kong variant. The Hong Kong variant looks fantastic with the paint jobs and the translucency. Like this, you don't see this every day. You don't see this coming out a lot. No one saw this figure coming, but my god, it is great. Some people may not like the purple, but keep in mind, this is again being creative. Another variety that the figure designers were doing, and I just think it's a little bit out of the ordinary. You don't really necessarily see that intense color on him in the movie, but hey, it's still another cool option for them to pick, so that's awesome. And of course we have some other monsters in the 6-inch category. We have the Warbat, really nice addition. This definitely is a pretty unique monster, being it's a new monster, and yeah, it's a snake bat. Why not? A snake bat, I'll take it. So yeah, super nice for this guy. And then we've also got, of course, the return of a familiar foe, a familiar monster. This guy from Kong Skull Island, the Skullcrawler. But not just any Skullcrawler, this is the Alpha Skullcrawler, which unfortunately got melted by this guy in a testing chamber. But yeah, if you want a good, cheap, affordable Skullcrawler that is also at some high quality material, this is the one. This is way better than what Playmates has previously done for the Skull Island toys, and I think this Skullcrawler is just awesome. You know, for the price they're paying, this figure is so worth it, so worth it. And of course, we can't forget the one true antagonist that Warner Brothers absolutely sucked at keeping a secret from, Mecha G, the 6-inch Mecha G. So this is the cheaper, more affordable version, and let me tell you, there's not a lot of Mecha G toys these days that are $13, so you might not want to miss this. I'm telling you, this will be a really popular figure, and it's just cool seeing a MonsterVerse Mecha G finally making a debut, and he looks absolutely amazing. Although this one looks a little more toyish than this lovely guy, this one still does the job pretty well. It has more articulation, and it just looks more affordable. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it looks more affordable for sure. So, your 6-inch options, I totally recommend. They are so worth it. So many options to choose from. And of course, if you just want to be a little bit, you know, minimalistic with how much you're spending, just get one Kong of your choice, preferably Battle Axe Kong, because you probably want the Battle Axe. And then one of the Godzillas. If you really want to be authentic, then forget about the Hong Kong Godzilla. Just focus on these two, and of course you can't forget about Mecha G. You need to have those three. And that's what I think will really set this exactly what you need to recreate a scenario. So 6 inches, not bad. But then later on we got 7 inches. Slightly bigger than 6 inches, but these are the Battle Roar figures. The Kong looked a little bit goofy at first, but when I picked him up, he looked great. He looked absolutely amazing, especially with this Battle Roar feature. That is so nice, because the face was using soft plastic to create muscle movement. That was really creative, which is why he looks kind of goofy from the images. So there's that. So Kong was definitely one I underestimated. And then we also had the Battle Roar 7-inch Godzilla, just like that. Some people didn't really like it. I personally didn't mind it. In fact, I think it was a pretty strong figure. So I would say though, if you want a much more affordable figure that can make lights and that can make sounds, yeah, these guys won't be bad. But I don't really recommend it because, well, their articulation is limited and their design. Their design doesn't look the best. So I wouldn't say these would be the 7 inches would be your top ones if you really want to be minimalistic with how much you're spending on these figures. So there's that. And then we have the 11-inch figures. I'm pretty sure this is all we're going to get for now. I don't think Playmates will do any more 11-inch figures. I'm hoping maybe they'll get, because for the 7 inches, I'm hoping Playmates will do a 7-inch Battle Roar Mecha G. In the toy leak, we've seen 4 Mecha Gs, and at the moment we have 2 versions of the Mecha G. So, fingers crossed, we'll get 2 more Mecha Gs, the 13-inch one and the 7-inch one. But anyways, moving on. 11-inch figures. The Godzilla and Kong were one of the very first 11-inch figures to drop, all the way back in last year of summer when the movie was supposed to come out, but obviously the pandemic delayed it. So there was that. So these two have seen the store shelves for quite some time already. Especially Kong. I saw the Kong pretty much everywhere. Would I recommend it? Not really for the Kong. I don't really think the Kong looks the best, but this guy, G-Man, this guy was awesome. Forget the people's complaints about the screw holes. It was inevitable, but this was absolutely a unit. Loved it. But it's not my most favorite. It's my second favorite. You know what's my most favorite? Of course, my all-time favorite Playmates figure. this Metal Man, the Mecha G, the 11-inch Mecha G. You can't go wrong with him. And if they do a 13-inch Mecha G, then sorry, this guy will be my second favorite. But at the moment, he is my number one, like, most favorite figure in this wave. Just looks awesome. He looks superior to the 6-inch, and I totally recommend this guy. And I'm pretty sure you would take it because this guy is getting sold out everywhere on Homer.com. This guy keeps going out of stock, so you know how popular this guy is. So, awesome. Like, I obviously I'll go into more detail in the review, but I'm just saying, there's just something about this figure that really resonates with me, and I really like it. And of course, if I have to only get one Mecha G, that or 6-inch, of course I'm going for this guy. Go big or go home. Even though his articulation was slightly limited, you know what? I don't care. He still looks great. $20. Keep in mind, these 11-inch figures are $20. If you're a hardcore collector, this is definitely worth your money. No wonder he keeps getting sold out. So they definitely did a pretty good job with the 11 inches, and for the price you're paying, worth it. But you thought that was it? You thought that was as big as they could go? Oh no, no. They went even bigger and came up with these 13-inch figures. But these are the most expensive, but there's a reason for that. They come with lights and sounds. Godzilla's dorsal fins light up, his eyes light up, he shoots out stuff. There are mini human soldier figures included. So these guys go for, I think, $30 in the US, and I think they go for $50, $60 in Canada. Now these guys are a little bit on the expensive side, and I totally see that. And if you're thinking, should I really get it? If you really can afford it, then yeah. But I wouldn't really necessarily say yes for sure, because, well, they are on the expensive side. But if you love playing with this, definitely a kid will have a blast playing with the 13-inch figures, especially Kong, because he's big and he's got tons of articulation, more than the 11-inch, ironically. And he comes with the battle axe, he has lights and sounds. The 13-inch Godzilla and Kong would definitely provide a lot of playability, and honestly, they're like better versions of the 11-inch because they have Playmates have actually fixed some mistakes for these guys that they had previously. So this is why I said I want a 13-inch Mecha G, because imagine getting basically a 13-inch that can make lights and sounds, and it's just gonna look awesome. And I want to hear the roar and everything. That's gonna look. I can't wait. That's why, in the meantime, with the current 13-inch figures we have, Godzilla and Kong, definitely I would highly recommend Kong. Kong looks great. The Godzilla, I wasn't really a big fan of the shorter tail. But yeah, so overall, like I said, just to wrap it all up again, it was a strong wave of figures for sure. And Playmates has really done a good job, and I hope they do a little more. But at some point, I do think they should stop, because by that time, people are going to lose interest. So, roll out that supercharged Godzilla and roll out the 13-inch Mecha Godzilla. Please, I'm telling you, Playmates, just release that. That's all I'm asking for you. I will pay the full price for it. But yeah, so overall, I give this whole wave, this whole theme, just a solid 9 out of 10. There were some areas where it kind of fell, but in the end, great theme, great wave. And that wraps up pretty much all the sponsored figures. Now, in the future, if I do more, I doubt they will be sponsored. So, that's it for now. The movie is not available on HBO Max anymore, but I'm pretty sure in some theaters and in some other places it's still playing the movie. It's been well over a month since it's out, so go check it out if you haven't. And if you want to see the individual reviews for these guys, they are available on the channel, and that is it for this recap. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. We'll see you on the next one.